My name is Cindy. I am 52 years old. I have been divorced now for 13 years from a man who I married because I think I was following that pattern that you have to follow. You know, you get married, you have kids, you live happily ever after. But I think you learn that your fairy tales don't always come true because mine was not a fairy tale. I was 33. I got engaged and got pregnant, and had I not gotten pregnant, I don't know that I would have married the man, but I did. And there were terrible red flags at the beginning. He never could say I love you, and it was always me showing emotion, and I just thought, okay, he was very organized. That was what I was looking for, I think. I had just finished graduate school. I had a PhD. I had been working for a few years, and this is what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to get married and have kids. And I was looking for somebody who did what they said they would do. And as I later learned, that the things sometimes you fall in love with are the things that end up causing you to hate the person later on. It is abuse. So what did I decide to do? I had a chronic illness, and in order to deal with the pain, I took prescription drugs and ended up getting addicted to them. Nobody knew. No one knew at all that I was addicted to these drugs. But finally, at one point, I ended up getting to a point where I really needed them and didn't have them, and I went into rehab. And once I was in rehab, I realized that I was using these drugs as a way to get out of the marriage. And I did. And I finally got out of the marriage. That was the way I did it. But unfortunately, neither the courts nor my ex-husband thought that this was a valid reason, of course, because nobody who abuses you is going to admit that they abuse you. And I ended up spending the last 13 years basically in court. He ended up getting custody of my children because the courts didn't recognize any type of abuse that wasn't verbal. And of course, I was a drug addict, even though I never went to the streets and bought drugs, even though I never bought them off of people. I was guilty of doctor shopping. I totally admitted it. I have not had the issue ever since I got out of rehab. However, this is what my ex-husband used in the courts and continues to use to this day. And what I have found in this experience is that you go through a horrible situation, and I know a lot of people who are in domestic abuse relationships end up using drugs and alcohol to get out. That's common. When you're in a relationship like I was in, and he had money, and I didn't because I had quit my job to be a stay-at-home mom, you end up in a really bad situation because you don't have the money to pay for the lawyers like he does. So I have spent, as I said, the last 13 years dealing with this. He got custody of my kids. He was able to take my kids and move them out of state. Verbal and emotional abuse, it takes so long, and it's so insidious, and it just tears you down to a point where no matter who you are, there's just nothing left. And it takes years and years to rebuild. And there's not a lot of people out there who understand it. I thank God for some of these organizations and these people I've met here in Charlotte because they have truly helped me make it through. But it's a struggle daily, especially when the abusers keep abusing and have the means to do so. Because if they've got money, it's never going to end. And the court system allows it to continue. The court system doesn't stop it. They perpetuate it. And I'll get on my political soapbox, something like that. It has to change because women and children are being victimized in marriages, and then they're being victimized by the legal system.